This is a well-preserved 1924 Remington portable No.1 typewriter. This typewriter was made throughout the 20s and came with collapsible type bars. The earlier models had single shift keys, this one has dual shift keys. This is Remington's usual sticker. It says to save time is to lengthen life. And this particular sticker is in very good condition for its age. The paint on this machine is in very good condition. As you can see how it reflects. The paint had some oxidization when I first got it. It took quite a long time to buff it all out. It still has a few traces of oxidation, but besides that the machine is in very good condition. There's only one or two minor blemishes, age related or wear related, that you can find. But the machine definitely, for its age, is in very good condition. This is how the mechanism works for the type bars. You pull out the knob and then you slide it this way and the type bars raise. 1920s Remington portables usually came with their own custom fitted spools, and so does this one. For some reason this typewriter has two right hand side spools, so this spool, the clip that holds the ribbon, is facing the wrong way. I expect it's been lost at some point and they only could find a right hand side spool, but it works. This is how it looks with the type bars raised. The keys are also in very good condition, there's no cracking or significant damage. It also has a color selector. For only black and red, there's no stencil option. Now this is what interests me most, is how many functions this particular side of the carriage has. Because this is an ultra portable typewriter, the line space or the carriage returner arm is very small. It's in fact just this piece here, so that is what adjusts the page. Then the switch behind here is the ratchet release, so push that down and the platen is not limited to those teeth. Then there's the carriage release over here with working bell, as you can hear. Behind there, if you push that, it's a carriage lock and it also automatically releases the carriage. And then this is the margin release. And one more switch to look at is this switch here, which is the line spacer, which offers 1 and 2 line spacing. And then on this side you have the carriage release. The typewriter is mounted to a wooden board which is part of the case. The case is a clip-on which goes over top and which locks onto the bottom plate. The typewriter was held on originally by rubber washers and a screw that held it in place strongly enough for it to be carried around. But over the years the rubber disintegrated because it was getting old, so I've installed brand new washers. As you can see, there's a metal washer on top, a rubber washer in between the typewriter and the screw, and then there's another rubber washer underneath the typewriter to hold it in place. And I've done that on all 4 sides. This is the case, and as you can see there's a sticker inside, which is the purchase sticker, which shows the serial number and also the date it was purchased. It was purchased on October 1st, 1924. And from what I can make out, it was sold by the Remington Typewriter Company on 420 South Spring Street in Los Angeles. And it was sold by a B Sol Blanc, and he's a salesperson, as it says right there. I thought that was pretty cool, considering this machine is now 92 years old, so if that person would have known it was still around now, it would be pretty interesting to tell him that. Otherwise the case has the usual wear marks, but it's still very solid. It has some whiteout, some Tipex marks on it, some scratches and wear marks, but the wood's still straight and very strong, and it definitely protects the typewriter. The original leather strap is still intact, so definitely a plus. Usually I wouldn't trust carrying the typewriter around with these anymore because they're so old and the leather usually disintegrates. But this one is still pretty flexible and it feels still very strong, and it hasn't worn out at the contact points. So I'm not too worried about it. And the case has a two-way lock, which means 1, 2. If You push this in to unlock the case. I will do now a brief typing sample of this typewriter. The rubber on this machine isn't perfect. First of all, because it's still the original platen and the original support rollers. So after 92 years they have started to dry up a bit, and the support rollers have started to get a few flat spots. So in the future it might need to be replated. So to get used to the collapsible mechanism. Typewriter has a new ribbon installed. There's the typing sample. And as usual, I like these machines, especially considering these are so old and they still work so well. I've had later versions as well, which was a Remington Portable 3P. I think it's a Model 3, which is a little less bulky. It's a bit more bulky, it has more curves in it than these do, and it doesn't have the collapsible keyboard option. I had two of those and I liked them very much, and then I also had a Remington Remette, which is a little later, but all of these have the same typing mechanism except for, of course, the collapsible type bars. And all of them type the same way, and it's like a full-size machine. I own a 1926 Remington 12 and it's very similar to that. Of course, this is the little version of that, so we would expect some similarities, but still, despite the fact that this is ultra portable, it is surprisingly similar to a full-size machine, and I do enjoy typing on them. Unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, the rubber on these tends to age quite badly, so the chance that you find a machine that still holds the paper on it in properly is quite rare. But then again, taking the platen out of these machines is quite easy, so having it replated wouldn't be a problem. Anyways, here's a brief video of this machine. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good day.